Hey guys, this is Dr. Von Mad. We're about to finish our wreath. Excuse me. Sorry, late at night, but over in bed. Easter morning is coming up here. Probably upon you in some places. Now, we've already got the... Let me make sure our glue gun's going. Yes, it is. See, we still got to cover up a fair amount of this, so... Got some more of this raffia. And I got some raffia ribbon because I thought I'd do something to kind of tie it all together. So let's go ahead and get this unraveled. This is all kind of bundled up, and I bet it still smells like hay. It does. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this right there. Where's my end piece? Here it is. And now, bring this through. Oh, do not pull loose. Don't pull loose. No, that's not nice. I have to get some more, get another glue stick. It's also interesting to note that most of this stuff came from Dollar Tree. So, there's that. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Bring this around where you can see what I'm doing. Let's see. Now, pull this too. Now, we got all this extra right here. Try not to pull this off camera too much. And I'm just going to put some lines in. We're going to bring this around. Now, you can see we're starting to kind of fill it in a little piece. You could also probably have gotten away with using any number of things. Burlap cloth comes to mind. I've seen wreaths, I've seen spring and even Christmas wreaths done with burlap. I myself have never messed with it, so there's that. Now, kind of spread this out just a piece. Got a bit more here. So I want this to be kind of wrapped up really well. So, and hopefully you guys can see it. I'm still fighting with this lighting a little bit. I'm going to get another one out. I may end up having to cut one of these down a little bit. Yeah, they definitely smell like wet hay. But it's natural, so that's a good thing. There's that. Now, as you can see, we got a big old bald spot. Oh, my raffia tried to run off. Let's get some more glue up here. To glue this one here. I want it glued coming around the front side here. Push this through here. Kind of pull it on through. I'm probably going to have to do a bit of a barber job on a lot of this, I'm afraid. But we'll see what we can do with it. Tell you, this is some crazy stuff, this raffia. I have very little experience with it. So, as I'm learning, you guys are learning. Let me elevate this so you can see. See, we're going to have this coming around, and I'm going to glue it to itself right in here. Took the Madlings to the Easter egg hunt today. They seem to have had fun. They were all hopped up on candy till a little bit ago when they all had to go to bed. Go ahead and cut this extra bit of this off. Said I was going to have to do a bit of a barber job on it. I may end up putting this stuff in a jar because it looks like it would be some sort of odd vegetation for some of my diorama scenes. Now, pull this around. As you can see, we've got plenty of this going around here. I may leave some of it because it kind of looks all rusticy. Or I may even try to maybe put a bird's nest or something, I don't know. Either way, now we got to figure out how we're going to get this last bit here. I got an idea. Got an idea. Maybe I can make use of these shreddings here to kind of fill in this spot. And maybe just kind of fill it in. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crazy. Just kind of knock this in here. Now, just trying to see here. May end up, see, I've still got a few little bald spots. So, I got an idea. Let's push this down. Still looks a little bit bare right in there. So, I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to cut some of this raffia down and use it in smaller sections for this last bit. Next project up will be our Kentucky rifle. It's just Easter came around and Easter happened. Yeah, we'll go with that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull this up here. I'm going to cut this section here off. And hopefully not make a huge mess like I'm probably going to. And we're going to lay some in place here. And I've got a buttload of this loose stuff here, so we're going to have to, I know, that's where these raffia ribbons are going to come in. We're going to try to tie some of this together as best as we can. If I can get this around here. This may have been that may have proven to be a costly mistake on my part, but we shall see. Alright, now let's go around here. We're going to put a little more glue back here. See if I can get some of this to pull around. It may have been a bad idea to cut it. But like I said, we're going to be using some ribbons, and that's going to cover a multitude of this problem. Now, I think it's about as good as we's going to get here. And what I don't have, I can go with our next section here. And I'll show you that. We got these ornamental flowers here, so we're going to pop into these. Again, got these from Dollar Tree. They also had little butterflies, if butterflies are your thing. But I don't think of butterflies when I think of spring. I think of flowers. So let's go ahead and get them out. Alright, they are actually attached to things in the very back here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop this tape off here. Got tape on them. Kind of hold them in place. Leave this tape out of the way so I can remove this. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to pull that up like so. And now I've got a little clothespin looking thing, or a little thing. I'm going to put some hot glue right in here. Now, we've got a bare spot. We're going to slide a flower pot into it. And that covers it nicely. And there's a wire in the back, we'll fold it around. Now, let's do that a couple of more times. So I've got 3 of these. So we can really make good use of them. And like I said, I'm by no means professional at this. This is only the second wreath I've ever decorated. I used to weave some out of vines and things when I was younger, but hadn't done that in forever. Now, I used to have a bunch of wisteria vines around the house, and they're really good for wreath making and the like. Now, come on, get in there. Thank you. Now, come around here, make sure that this is not sticking out. And it's not. And it's not. Now, got one more. Then we'll start trying to get some decorative stuff. I'm checking my time here. Got 8 minutes left on this particular file, so we can get this done. Now, we're going to put, it's going to be a little bit asymmetrical, but that'll be okay. I'll have to get another stick though. There we go. It's going to be a tad asymmetrical. But I got a plan for it, I suspect. Now, missing a gem. That's kind of odd. We're missing a gem. Huh. Oh, there it is. That little fall gem that came off here. Let me grab this gem and we'll glue it back in place. See how these have like the little plastic gems right here? This one here came off. It looks a little bit messy, but considering the fact that it's spring and it's nature, I think it can be forgiven for all that. Now, our last touch here is the bird, and then we'll put some ribbon around this thing. If you remember back on our Christmas wreath video, which was the first one of these I'd ever done, we used a cardinal. So, this time we've got one of these little birds right here. He's got a little gator clip on him, but we're going to glue him into place. So, we're going to open up the gator clip. We're going to put some glue in, and we're going to slide him in at an angle here. There we go. Move his feathers back here because I don't want him where he's kind of perched in here amongst all this grass. And that looks very nice, I think. Now, let's go ahead and open our raffia stuff. And like I said, again, not used to using this stuff, so this ought to prove interesting. So, if you're doing this at home, just remember that wreaths can be made out of any number of things. This is only my method. Your results could vary. We'll get a long length of this stuff and snip. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to glue this. I'm going to flip it over because I want to glue. This is kind of a business end on the back side of it. We're going to start it right here. I'm going to lay this in place right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring it around here and through. And I'm going to have to avoid getting it onto my flower, because I don't want it interfering with the flowers if I can avoid it. Alright, now, okay. Now, so what we're going to do now is we'll bring this one around here again. And we'll have to try to dodge the bird's tail feathers. And hopefully not strangle our bird. That would not be fun for us or the bird. Alright, so let's get get this under his tail feathers. If I can find his tail feathers and all this. There it is. Okay. Now, we're going to bring it up again. And around here. Let me bring this up so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, and this gives a nice splash of color, so it's not just a matter of greens and yellows. It'll give it a nice little splash. And I'm going to try to make a bow, but I can't promise anything. Now, slide this one through. I may end up having to fabricate the bow elsewhere, but we'll see. I thought about putting some letters on there. There's all kinds of things you can do with wreaths. Really, there is. So, now, bring this around here. And now, bring this under, and kind of gives it a nice little splash of color. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this, put a little dot of glue right in here. And there you go. Now, like I said, it's not looking too bad for my first try. I don't think. What do you think, guys? I think it looks pretty nice. Got a little bird perched up here. It's got some little flowers on it. Yes, I know it looks a little asymmetrical, but that'll be okay. Now, we're going to see if we can put a bow on it. Now, for the bow, because that this raffia stuff doesn't tie very well, it doesn't twist very well, and it'll give us a textural contrast, I'm going to use a little pink regular ribbon. Now, I don't know much about making a ribbon, making a bow, but we're going to try this and see. So what I'd suspect we're going to have to do is kind of see if we can do this. This is going to be the tricky part right here. So I've got to tie this around my finger, and hopefully, sometimes you got to have a third hand and you ain't got one. Now, bring this around, and this around, and I don't know. I may end up having to just kind of make it a fall bow. That'll be okay though. So what you'll do to make a fall bow is something like this. Cut your ribbon to the length you want it, like so. Then you're gonna put a little bit of hot glue. Oh, hello. There we go. Let me get this camera where you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Put a little hot glue right here. I'll bring this around. Stick that in place. Swing this around. Pull that up here because it's about to try to wiggle. We don't want it wiggling, so we're going to hold it here while I put this one in place. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Whoa, I almost dropped this ribbon. And we're going to fold it double like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue in the middle. It'll look like a bow, but since there's no actual bow action going on, you'll be fine. Oh, don't do that. Now, there we go. Now, hopefully I didn't just glue this to the paper, which would have been really silly. Now, cut one more piece, and that's going to cut it about 2-3 inches. I'll show you how we're going to do here. Alright, we got this thing made to where it looks like kind of like a bow that's been tied up. So, has, you know, the way this is designed, I can't tie a proper bow to save my life, so I'm going to bring this around here. See if I can get my thumb unstuck. That's the problem with hot glue, is it wants to stick to everything, not just the stuff you intend it to. Now we're going to come around here. Sorry about that. Ran out of file. Had to start over here. So now, ooh, that's hot. So, as we've got our wreath over here, and we're, like we said, we've got a symmetry problem. I'm going to glue this little ribbon right here. Kind of give it a nice little, maybe a little bit of balance anyway. Now, let's get all this extra off here. I'll come in here and just kind of shear off a little bit of this extra. We got bits of this hay sticking up everywhere which way. Try to avoid cutting the bow. Bring this around. And you could just leave it. I mean, it's not hurting anything. It's just, I want it to look a little bit cleaner than that. There you go. I think that looks pretty good, all in all. Let's take a look-see. So what do you think, guys? The last thing remaining is to hang our, put a loop on it. So let's put a loop on it. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to grab some more of the standard cloth ribbon, cut it like so. Going to glue it like you're going to make a cause ribbon, you know, one of these like this right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of pink of glue right here. Hopefully not get your finger. Going to attach that here. Now, we're going to come up here and cut some of that off because we don't want it quite so big. That should do for a loop, I hope. Now, we're going to come over here and we're going to find where the bird is and we're going to put some glue into place. Now, we're going to use a fair amount of it because I don't want this thing falling off. And you could also use something like I'm about to do to kind of reinforce it. Where is that? Ah, there it is. And I'm going to use one of these thumbtacks to reinforce that. And put a little glue on that as well. Now, I'm going to unplug the glue gun. We're going to push this down as much as we can without getting hot glue on our fingers because that hurts. There you go. Now we're going to come up here and see how we got this little bit of a cowlet coming up here. I don't want to cut my ribbon. Thank you. There we go. And there it is. Let's see what you think, guys. Leave me a comment below and tell me what you think. Does that look pretty good? Remember, it's my first try, so bear with me. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Let me know what you think about it. So anyway, this is Dr. Bone Mad, and if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to get notified, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't forget to follow us on Pinterest, Patreon, and Facebook. God bless y'all, and happy Easter. Bye-bye.